Hey, what's up everyone? This is Brandon Bias from digitcheckit.com and welcome to another Photoshop beginner's tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be going over some of Photoshop CS4's basic shortcuts. Why? Because everybody loves shortcuts. Because they make things quick and easy, and some other third word that make shortcuts sound better than they really are. Anyway, I'm going to go through this kind of fast, so if you have the need to download this Photoshop file, which has this nice list of tools and their shortcuts to use them, go ahead and find this video at digitcheckit.com and download this project file. So the first tool we're going to be going over is called the Move tool, and it does exactly what it sounds like it does. It moves stuff around in your layers. To access this tool, simply hit the letter V. Ta-da! So, again, you just click and drag, and it moves stuff around, exactly like it should. Next up is the Marquee Tool. To get to the Marquee Tool, hit the letter M. And what the Marquee Tool does is that it makes selections, more specifically boxy or circular selections, when you click and drag. So if I want to make a selection around this square, I can just click and drag, and there you go, I've got a square selection around it. A command that goes right along with the Marquee Tool is the Deselect Command, because sometimes you make a selection wrong, like if I made it like that instead and I don't like it like that, then I can deselect it by hitting Control D on a Windows computer or Command D on a Mac. Control D. There we go. It's deselected. Okay, so next up is the Duplicate Command. And again, it does exactly what it sounds like. It duplicates layers. To duplicate a layer, simply hit Control J on a Windows computer or Command J on a Mac. Control J. And then if you go back to your Move tool with the letter V, you can click and drag this duplicated copy, and you can see that we have two layers that have exactly the same thing going on each of them. One of the other very common commands that I use throughout the tutorials I make for you guys is the Fill with Foreground Color command. And the foreground color is this box right here, which is in front of another box behind it, which is called the foreground color. So if I were to click on this box and change it to a blue color, then that pretty much means that my foreground color is now blue. Now you remember the Marquee tool we just used? If you swap over to that with the letter M, and then click and drag to make your selection, then you can fill with your foreground color, which should be blue right now, with Alt Backspace on a Windows computer, or Option Delete on a Mac. And there you go. Your selection is filled with your foreground color. And then Control D to deselect. Alright, so let's say I didn't want to fill with my foreground color. I want to fill with my background color. And let's change that to a green color. The shortcut to fill with your background color is Control Backspace on a Windows computer and Command Delete on a Mac. So again, make sure you have your rectangular Marquee tool selected. Almost couldn't say that. Click and drag to make your selection, and then do the command, Control Backspace. And there you go, it's filled with the green background color. Ta-da! That sounded really gay. Whatever. Moving on. Alright, so next up is the Merge command. And Merge is really easy, or not really easy, but really useful when you've got two layers that you want to combine into one layer. So if you swap to your Move tool and move the Merge 2 layer around, you can see that this is separated from the rest of this layer over here. The command to merge two layers together on a Windows computer is Control E and Command E on a Mac. So with Merge 2 selected, if you hit Control E, it will merge down into Merge 1. And now they should all be the same layer. Just a note for you people watching this tutorial, I'm going to undo this real fast so that these are two layers again. When you're merging two layers together, If you're just selecting one layer and do Control E, it will keep the name of the layer below it. But if you have multiple layers selected and merge them together, then the uppermost layer will keep the name. See that? Merge two.